oh man, they might not say it to you because they don't know how to interact or how you're gonna be, and you hear them whispering like, oh, that's Quizzy and shit, but they won't really come up to you. And I'm kind of one of those dudes too, man. If I see Mike Tyson in the airport, if we ever get in a close proximity and there's a interaction, I'm just like respect, handshake. I don't want no picture, no autograph. That's me. I don't need nothing from you because I just letting you know that I respect what you do. And they'll probably like, this motherfucker don't want nothing from you. And they'll, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's like that. But setting the tone, man, setting the tone for people to come, and also erasing the because there's been some black people before me and other shit, right? But they did shit like one cat, man. I don't, you know, you might not listen to my shit, but dude had a barbershop selling shoes and everything, and I think he was from Midwest, and he just overnight he fucking he just disappeared, left the shop, emptied the shop out, and landlord was like, hey, where you at? He had a loan, and then like right after he did that shit is when I tried to open my shop, and then that shit is small where I'm at, so that shit got around, and the dude was like, nah, you gotta be married or you gotta have something to hold you down. So when I actually came here the first time in my last shop to get the building, the dude told me to fuck off. And then I got married to my wife naturally. You know, after I got her pregnant and stuff like that, we got married and we came back. When I had her attached to me, totally different. I got the contract in a week. Totally different, man. And that's because
3 black people in Japan, bro.
We're like, I mean, to be honest, man, like, man, when you come up, because you definitely gonna come over here. I'm gonna speak that into existence. And the thing about thing about that is you coming over. Also, I got the lineup to the club, so we got all that stuff. Like even though I'm not in the clubs, I know all the DJs. So you doing a spot, all that stuff, man. You know what I mean? So that's already locked. That's already locked and loaded. I'll link you with my guy Wiz. Actually, he's another dreadhead, and and get all that stuff done, man. So. But in a nutshell, man, let's just put it like this. When I got to Japan in 2008, August 1st, 2008, I was in the airport, and it was like two Japanese dudes and a girl came up to me like, Rampage Jackson, I'm not sure if you follow MMA. They thought I was fucking Rampage Jackson because I had Jackson on my book bag.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, Jackson. I'm like, bro. And the white dudes hate it, man. Like, bro, we're just straight up celebrities here, man. Like, without even being, I want to say being somebody because everybody's somebody, but they just the hip hop culture is big here, man. The big, huge. I'm talking about.
That's so crazy that huge, you said that, bro. I was just gonna ask you that. Go ahead, bro.
The hip hop culture, like, I mean, man. I'll link you with my guy Greg. Man, I got all the guys here. My dude Greg, he was a dreadhead, but he just cut his stuff off. But he raps. He's fluent in Japanese. Black cat from North Carolina, raps fluent in Japanese, and just like his style, man, like he's dope, funny style. And it's crazy to be how you can do. I'm just trying to learn to speak Japanese. He's rapping in Japanese, saying some cool shit. So like the hip hop culture is big here. They kind of, when you don't acknowledge them though, they kind of get weird because like if you go to like a event or whatever, go to a store and they like, you know, they like, yo, what's this? They expect you to be that, and when you're not that type of energy, they're like, man, you're a black guy, but you don't act like, you know what I mean, you don't do this, you don't do that. And like when they figure out I make music, but I'm not, you know what I mean, I would say, man, I'm not wearing like, you know, jerseys and shit. I'm not looking like the typical hip hop cat, you know what I'm saying? So they think that all guys do that, man. So
right.
Overall, man, the hip hop culture is big in Japan. Talking about clothes, fashion, music, all that stuff, man. So it's just cool, man, to be here, and everything I do from music to martial arts, to racing cars. I just got into dirt bikes or whatever, man. Everything over here is pretty big, man. It's pretty rich.
I'm gonna link you up with one of my boys because I actually did a song with one of my guys, and when we get off here, I'm a shoot them over to you because dude is cold, and I really want y'all to do some shit because, bro, I literally said in my head, I'm looking down because I'm trying to get his page so that way you can actually hear it. Not right now, but you could actually just, because he makes beats, but he does like with the little drum machine, but he's like, he's crazy with it. You know what I'm saying?
Witnessing, that's what I do. That's what I do. Like check out my channel, man. Like I don't when I actually put up a video that I did me playing in a club, and the thing is, I didn't know that I did 2 of these performances, but nobody recorded it. So one is like I just played live for like about 15-minute set, didn't miss a beat. So that's what I do on my MPCs. I actually load up the samples and I play them live. I call it unquantized live. I play them live, and then so we do the same shit, man. So yeah,
I want to take that out. I'm gonna have to take that because I checked out a lot of the car. I checked out a lot of the car videos and podcasts. Yeah. But I want to check out the music. His name is Shogun Beats.
Shogun Beats.
Yeah, and I'm gonna send it to. I'm gonna screenshot and send it to you after we get off. But yeah, bro, I'm talking about I want to do a big ass music video and take some pictures. So I was so happy to link up and talk with you because I'm like, when I go to Japan, I want some Wagyu beef. I want fucking, you know what I'm saying,
hey man,
bro?
Like all you got to do is get over here. Once you get over here, man, everything is solid, man. Like I got the connections and everything, and honestly, it's easy to navigate. And the thing about it, man, like the American, again, this is not a race thing, but the American style overall, like, dude, you could thrive here because they're timid. And I'm taking all this shit, man. I'm like, nah. My wife's like, we don't do it like this. I'm like, man, I'm fucking American. I live here. I like Japan, but I'm American. And this is one thing about Americans, man. We're gonna make it happen. And like, we're just not gonna be like, all right, well, the dude said no. Well, I guess it's no. Like, and like you said, man, I had to do some shit here that, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna, you don't incriminate yourself, man. But I had to do some shit, you know what I mean, to keep stuff open and make stuff happen. I ain't fuck with Yakuza yet, or not. I'm not. I know a lot of Yakuza guys. That's real, by the way. Yakuza is real.
I was just gonna ask you that, bro. Like, tell me this, bro. Tell me this, bro.
You just don't want to owe them nothing.
Yeah, facts, brother. Tell me this, because like this is what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
So now most of that I know a lot more about watching, vlogs from people in Japan. So I know a lot more. But like, tell people. Is the car scene, is that kind of like Tokyo Drift, bro? Like, like where is it?
No, I mean, well, the car at the certain meets there, like the one it's called Daikoku Futo. Every Saturday night, it's just where everybody goes under a bridge, and it's like the cops kick you out. So the thing, what happens with that, man, is like and I was a victim of it too, because I was watching all these DVDs and all this stuff, and when I got here, I'm like, dude, but Japan in a nutshell. For people who don't know about Japan, Japan is a agricultural country. It's like a big ass farm with city sprinkled in. So Tokyo's a city sprinkled in. Osaka's a city sprinkled in. The biggest city close to where I'm at. I'm in Misawa, by the way. I'm in Misawa, Japan, which is 8 hours north of Tokyo by car. Okay. And I make that drive. Like, I mean, I go down there like once, twice a month. To take stuff down in Yokohama. So for me, it's easy. I put on some podcasts or some Breakfast Club or whatever, and I listen to that shit on the way down there. So yeah, man, I'll be on all this shit, man. But yeah, man. So so Japan is a big farm, dude. Like, I mean, you look outside. I got a farm field over here. It's a big farm with city sprinkled in. So you can do shit like, I'm not advocating this, but you could do shit like drive a car around with no plates and lights on it, just to, you know what I mean, in certain places, you know what I mean. And get away with it and do what you gotta do. So like the shit that we do in the city, I've done some shit, man, to make shit happen that you don't really supposed to do. But it's like if you get caught doing it, right, you got that because you're gaijin, you can only do it once with one cop. So if your cop pulls you over and you don't have like insurance or whatever, you know what I mean, whatever, man, whatever, you gotta make it happen. Like I didn't, and you speak in full English, don't speak Japanese. You be like, hey man, I don't got insurance, and they be like, just go and get insurance next time, and they'll let you go, man. So, you know what I mean, the risk. So the risk we take in the States, the shit you don't hear, man. It's like, man, it makes it more easier, man. And like speaking on the Yakuza shit, like they're real and they exist, but they're kind of like the mafia now. Like the mafia is still around, but they kind of like they're smarter about this shit, and they don't make big news like they did before. But they still doing their thing. They still racketeering. They still skimming from people. But you know what I mean? You just you can't. I've been approached by them. I got a katana downstairs because you can't have a gun and shit. So I got an actual real katana. That's sharp. That's a fake one right there. That's a.
You can't have a gun in Japan.
No. Only people that can carry. Only guns you can have is hunting. Like the pellet type guns, or cops have a little. I forgot what it's called, a little 6-shooter, and they never. I mean, you got to be like DEFCON 5 to deploy that bitch and shoot it. So no, you can't. A gun. I mean, shit. Weed will get you like 5-10 years in prison. Yeah. So,
hey man, by this afternoon with what the fuck I was doing.
So when you come over, man, make sure check your shit, man. Cause I'm talking about traces of anything. Like they'll have you caught up, man. They'll have you caught up big time. So, yeah,
I was thinking smoking some weed there, bro.
God
damn.
No, I mean people do it, man, but it's like it's yeah, man. Weed is like on the same group, and it's like fucking crack cocaine, man. It's like it's in Japan.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing people get busted on is bringing shit through the airport and stuff like that, man. So like they're very tight. Like Japan, man. If you look at the history of Japan, man, they weren't fucking with. They kept everybody out. They didn't want to talk to nobody. Then the Christians came in from Europe selling the spices and shit, and then they got in. So the white guys was here first. So like what we mentioned about black guys, we're people. The Japanese will tolerate us, right? And they like our style, but it's funny, man. They still have that. They still regard white Anglo-Saxons as more higher level. You know what I'm saying? Right. They still do that. So, you know what I mean? Me being a black owner of a shop and everything, when they see you, I'm the black guy here or whatever, they kind of, until I show them like, hey, and not show them, but I don't do that shit no more. I let them see. So they'll see the magazines. They're like, oh, you're in the magazines. And then that changes it for them. Or I just pop the hood of some of the cars and they're like, oh, this dude's doing real shit.
Right,
but by default, they think I'm doing like, one guy, he's saying, can you get me a fake title? I'm like, why the fuck you think I do fake titles? He's like, Gaijin. And he said it because he didn't know better.
Right.
And he said, actually, Kokujin is black Gaijin. And I'm like, nah, man. And that kind of pissed me off. I'm like, nah, bro, I don't do that. But
that was so racist that it was like, damn.
But the thing is, they don't even understand that shit. They don't understand that shit, man. So like, my wife, I told her, they call mixed kids half breeds, which sound like a fucking Doug, but they call them half breeds. So it's just a thing, they call them half breeds. So when they go to daycare, I notice the teachers will give up on my kids sooner when they don't want to do shit, and they'll just let them fucking do their own thing, and the other kids they'll keep working with. I'm like, nah, dude. So now our kids at a function are fucking like kind of not doing shit properly or standing off in the corner. I'm like, dude, that looks fucking bad on me.
Right.
And us, man. So I'm like, look, man, tell her to fucking act right. Teach them the same shit because that's what we fucking paying for.
And then when you go down there and then say something about it, now they looking at you like, oh, look at the black guy acting up again, bro. We just want the same shit.
I'm going through that shit right now, man. Like to be keep it honest, man, keep it real. We're in another daycare, and the reason we left the last daycare is because one of the teachers was suspected of touching multiple kids, not well, this is a woman. She won't like sexually, but like hitting them and shit, like whatever, grabbing them, shaking them, whatever, right? So my oldest was he wasn't talking at that time, and I just noticed when I take him to daycare, this one chick, and her face was always fucking angry, right? Every time I would take him in the morning, when she came to greet us, he would always cry, always. I'm like, dude, something's wrong with that chick, and I seen it for the first time. I seen her, and then her mom had she took her kid out, and then after she took her kid out, she did kind of a tell-all, right? And I'm like, I fucking knew it. I'm like, dude, take him out. So we had a new daycare, right? We've been there about a year or two. This fucking chick, now she's working at the daycare. I'm like, bro.
Nah, fuck that bitch.
I'm like, my wife gets mad. I'm like, dude. And then they started checking when we're going to come to pick them up because they're hiding her from us. Because I seen her and she seen me and went the other way. And I'm like, nah, dude. I'm like, find out a daycare. She's in this daycare got more cameras, right? So she can't do nothing, right? So I'm like, the kids are safe, but I'm like, bro, she don't need to be around kids. I don't give a fuck about her career, but like we got to go somewhere else, and that's not cool, man. So the whole staff knows about it, and they're trying to when we go in the morning to take the kids there, they tell her like don't come up front because they don't want us to interact with each other. So I'm like that's not cool, man. That's not. And I ain't
gonna lie to you, bro. Shit, I'll go hard for my kids. Motherfuckers shaking. I don't give a fuck, bro.
Bro, just talking about that shit right now got my blood boiling and shit. And
yeah, man. And, let's switch it.
Yeah. That's not
Because kids is you. Yeah. I know how you is, bro. You like how I am.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna play about our kids, bro.
Yeah. I told.
Let me ask you a question, bro. Let me
switch. Cool. Yeah.
let me. We gonna switch now. Let me just ask you a question, bro. Now I always now. I know that there's plenty of vending machines everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I know that.
I got one. I got my own.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got my own, man. So I got,
Please tell me about this right after I ask you this. Is there a woman's panty vending machine in Japan, bro?
1000%, man. Bro.
I've seen it all.
It's real, man. Like, bro, I tell you, this is the crazy thing, man, about Japan. Because I thought when I came to Japan, like, you know, women are submissive. Man, that shit's that shit ain't true, man. The women are women. I've been fortunate enough to have sex with women in America, Iraq, Germany. Like I've been on like 4 different continents and shit. So that's pretty cool and everything, man. But the thing about, man, that shit's all the same. Women are women. Even the Japanese is like the same thing. So in Japan, and you mentioned it, man, in Japan, all the women care about is where the money coming from. And that's like number one. That's number one. Number two, I mean, if you're good in the bid, that's cool. And I had to tell my wife, because I'm like, dude, you don't realize how lucky you are, man. Because I'm a type of dude. I'm like, dude, black dudes do it different, man. Like we do it different. Yeah. We do it different in the bid than other cultures, man. And you kind of could group the Puerto Rican dudes in there, because I got Puerto Rican cats and Spanish. Like we make sure the chicks getting off, because when she gonna talk to the other chicks and everything. Japanese cats, man, those motherfuckers, they be in there like rabbits. They don't care about what happened to the chick, and then like she be there like, what's next, motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? And like, so like I go down there and like. And I'm like, bro, your friend, man. The last time she probably came was like fucking 2 years ago. I'm like, you know what I mean? You gotta appreciate that shit. That every time we doing it, you know what I mean? You're good. So she got. I'm like, you getting too comfortable with that. I got a business, and the thing is, my wife doesn't understand the magnitude of what I'm doing. Because she's too close to it, and she think I'm just. This is this. I'm like, bro, I got international customers, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, what I was saying, man, was the Japanese, they're not clear. They're not straight. They're straight, but they're not, those motherfuckers are kinky, man. That's the best way to say it. The dudes are all into something like, the thing about the dudes, man, is they don't fuck with chicks because, it's real, man. It's fucked up because I'm here and I'm military. After the atomic bomb, the dudes just like went from samurais to K-pop, J-pop dudes and slick back hair, because we essentially, America took the masculinity out. We bombed their shit, and like we emasculated the men. So I mean, there's still manly men in Japan, but you run into them you look at them and they don't make eye contact. They don't shake hands. That's not a thing. And you know what I mean, they just kind of carry things different, which translates into women. Like, you come over here, man, like I say, just like they don't know nothing about you, man. Like, bro, within hours, if you really wanted to get it in, within hours, you don't even like. It's just, especially if you got like you got a camera or whatever. It's like they gravitate towards that, because Japanese dudes they're such squares that they want to get with another dude that's gonna, you know what I mean, rough them up or whatever, or do whatever. Japanese dudes, they take 3 years to tell a chick they like her. And I'm like, nah. You know what I mean? You would get right to the point. My wife, hey, man, my wife was, hey, man, the first night we dated, man, we got it in. It was like, it wasn't that, it was just, it just happened that way, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's solid. Man. You knew what you wanted. She didn't. She wanted the same thing. She like, bro, look at this strong ass American nigga, bro. Hell yeah, I'm gonna do that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't get, man, these guys, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking at that shit, and I be like, because I was watching the documentary, random YouTube shit, and it was talking about Japan, and they was talking about, like, it was like this weird thing that where the the men or, whatever, just, I see mostly men would lock themselves in a room, and they would come out just to only use the bathroom and eat and go back to the room. And I'm like, damn, and they said that was a common thing. I'm just like, I know, if I see a nice Japanese woman with some big ass titties, bro, I'm on that shit, bro.
And that's one thing, right? Right. I don't know what it is, man, because they got the whole. One thing is I kind of hate when my mom did that shit. She's like, oh, the Asians. I'm like, nah, they Japanese. She kept calling them fucking Asians, right? She said fucking. I was like, don't say that shit. She's like the Orientals. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, hey man, like, you've been to too many fucking corner store Chinese joints where we grew up on eating that shrimp fried rice and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but man, like the Japanese chicks, man, like, bro, they got, I don't know what mixture, what part of it, but they kind of like the Filipino chicks got nice bodies, right? Yeah. And Japanese chicks, man, like they're actually not. They got, like, my wife. She got like nice set of tits, nice ass, right? And she thinks she feels overweight. I'm like, nah, dude, that's perfect. Oh no. Yeah. I mean, like when she stand up, they make a little curve or whatever. Yeah. And like she thinks that, I'm like, nah, that's cool. Like there's a I'm like, I don't like stick figures. I'm like, I'm not into the, you know what I mean? I've been with some Japanase chicks where you grab their hips and then you can feel their fucking pelvis bone and shit. I'm like, nah, that's not cool, dude. You know what I'm saying? So my face over there. You sleep? Is he sleep over there, or is
son? Man. Yeah. He over there. He's sleep.
Yeah. But no, man, like the Japanese chicks, man, like that they got some bodies on them naturally, man. Like they got, because they walk a lot too. They got nice legs. They all got nice legs, nice thighs, and nice calves because they walk everywhere and they ride bikes. So yeah, man. So hey man, like
me and my lady will probably come over. Well, the first time we come over there, we probably, I'm gonna come by myself. Okay. But when me and my lady go over there, bro, we gonna get us a nice little Japanese woman.
Are y'all on that tip right there? Keeping it real, man. You sound just like I was mentioning T-Pain. He's in the same kind of shit with his wife or whatever. He's like, hey man. She sees some, like, he don't fuck with the dudes and shit. It's the chicks or whatever. Yeah. So, but no, man, hey man, like I say, the shit's wide open. Like I got like I always extend the offer to people to come over here, man. And like I say, once you get here, I got whatever sets you up and everything and do all that stuff, man. So that's all too easy. But no, man, it's cool, man. It's like, again, it's like everything, man. When you get boots on ground somewhere. Like everything that you've seen and heard or whatever, once you actually there, the one thing I'll tell you, man, is the grind. I don't even realize I'm in Japan sometimes. I wake up and it's a grind. It's like I got to take care of these tasks to do that, and then like shit happens where my wife hit me up and I ain't know about some bill I got to pay. So now I got to kind of move shit around a little bit. I'm pretty stern on my system, but I do know when to flex. So I do know when I can move this. I can. My business is reservation only, so I can move customers around like how I need to move them. And I'm like, hey man, you come in first. Let me get this, knock this out, get this check, pay this bill, and then I'll get the other guy back in. And they don't know that. I mean, unless they watch the podcast. Thanks for watching and subscribe. But they don't know that I do that. And that's the cool thing about my situation is I quantify my own time. And like I can be like, today I did like a half day because it's a Japanese holiday, and I went home and played with them. They rode their bikes. And that's one thing too, man. And I know it's the same for you too. I'm working hard, man. So like, so they're getting older. I'm not trying to be the dude that's like providing for the family and fucking not home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that, like you mentioned the hours, dude. Like, yeah, we can make the money, but like, there's tons of people out there, rich families, and their kids are on drugs and shit because the dad ain't home and shit like that. I'm like, nah, man. I wanna, my son was just rode his pedal bike the other day with no training wheels on it, and that shit. I'm like, man. I got all these cars and shit. I got all this stuff outside, and I'm happy over this. My kid riding a bike with no training wheels. like grinning ear to ear and shit, man. It's like,
right, man. You can't get the moments back.
You can't, man. And luckily, my 3 tours in Iraq, I was single. I wasn't married, and I didn't understand that when my other guys were on the Skype arguing with their wife or telling their wife they love them, or why the fuck is you spending all this money on your new boyfriend? All that shit, man. All that shit is that shit's real. Jody is real. So yeah, man. That I'm like, man, I couldn't imagine coming home after 9 months, 10 months in Iraq, and my fucking chicks in there with another. Nah, man. That's
some foul. Like that's some foul shit, bro. That's
murder, death, kill right there. Some Demolition Man shit right there, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
And it's like you don't even want to be mad at the guy, but at the same time,
unless the motherfucker knew, man. Unless he knew and be like, cause some dudes be like, man, fuck him and fuck that. Because I've been in a situation. I keep it real, man. Like I was in Iraq, and the chick in particular, like I was banging her and shit, and and she never wore her wedding ring because our career field, she used that to advantage. You couldn't have rings on when you're working around trucks and everything, and so I was getting it in with her, man. Come to find out, she was married to a dude who was ranked above her, 2 ranks above her, and above me, 4 ranks above me. And I'm like, nah, man, we gotta chill, because if we get caught, like I'm losing rank, you losing rank, and I'm like, nah. So, and that thing is, I didn't ask about. I'm not gonna ask about what's going on. She started flirting. I started talking back, and then next thing you know, we doing our thing. Yeah. So that's not my job to do your background check. So I'm like, man,
anyways, if they want it anyway, they gonna lie.
Exactly, man. So I ain't do that, man. But hey, man, so like for your stuff, man, what you got? Like, you got any Cause I'm definitely got. It's almost 2 here now, and I say this shit every time, man. I'm like, I'm gonna be on here for an hour. That shit never fucking happens.
Oh
yeah, no, that's good shit, man. Cause this is we're at 2 hours and 22 minutes, man. Probably only feel like it, but yeah, man. So what you got? You got any projects coming up? Any projects coming up? Any thing you want to get off your mind, as far as topics or whatever, man? Like, I just want to give the floor to you, man, for this last few minutes, man.
I mean, I feel very good, because I feel like I've met someone like a lifelong friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel that way. Honest to God, I just feel great to be a part of something that is way bigger than me. Like I said, whether you knew it or not, whether you know or not, whether other people know or not, you are like making big waves. You setting an example for in a whole nother country. You know what I'm saying? You're a hero because you joined the service. So it's an honor for me to be here. Me personally, I'm always working. I'm always doing music. I'm getting ready to drop this album, and I'll just announce that when I get ready to drop it.
For sure.
The reason why is because I haven't decided on a name yet.
Gotcha.
Not that I'm trying to even be secret. I'm thinking more about Ambitions of a Gemini. You know what I'm saying? Like Ambitions of a Rider by Tupac.
Right.
But I'm just kind of trying to settle in on the name. So the music's already done. It's already recorded. Just know that I'm posting every day. I'm not gonna stop. Vlogs is coming. Pranks is coming. You know what I'm saying? Japan vlogs is coming with my boy.
For sure.
I'm saying, so I'm just working. I'll never stop working, and you shouldn't either. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
No doubt. And like on that, man, to piggyback on that, man, which is a military term people hate when you're in the commander's call. But the yeah, man, like again, man, meeting people like yourself, man. Likewise, man. It's I find motivation, man, because I know, bro. Like I know when I and that's why I don't. People like, man, how you been in the shop 17 hours a day? You know what I mean? Like, because what I mean is like I come in the shop 4 or 5 in the morning. I go back home to take the kids to daycare. I go to work. I take them home. I put them in the shower, and I come back to work after they go to sleep. I come back. So like so my hours in my shop is just the hours I want to talk to people. Like it's 9:45 to 4, and that's when I have meetings. Other than that, I'm like, bro, I'm doing work at like 3 in the morning. So when cats come at me, and I'm like, I had a few cats bold enough to say, hey man, like I'm like, number one, dude, you don't qualify my time. When you sleep, I'm awake. When you wake up, I'm awake. And when you go back to sleep, I'm awake. And I hit a dude, and that shit's real. I'm like, man, that shit's real, man. Like and people think when you start your business, it's freedom. It is freedom in a way because I make my own shots and calls, but at the same time, I got to go 7 hours on the road to pick up this. I got to go over here to pick up that. So you can be free, but at the same time, your money is zero. So it's and one thing and that's why, man, like with you with the scheduling shit, I was like, that's why, and I'm like this with everybody on my podcast because I'm not paying anybody yet. I'm not sure if Rogan pays people, but I think he does. But when I'm on, I'll always say I want to guest time because you're giving me your time to help my podcast, which again I like to play it. And that's, you'll see, man, when you see the thumbnail and the links, I make it worthwhile because I'm not just to be like Quizzy James and then like that's it. Like I'm putting all your links down there. Your video's gonna be in the fucking intro. It's gonna be, you know what I mean? I make it worthwhile for people like that, man. So to give that love because I definitely I respect everybody's time and I know like one thing I hate when people do it to me and I know it, like time ain't fucking free, man. Like you got shit to do. So motherfuckers talking to you like you're just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. There is people like that that do that, but we ain't doing that. We ain't on that level, man. We doing different. We're making it happen. And I feel like, you know what I mean, with just getting to know you, you're utilizing the max out of your day, man. So one thing I'm kind of having to learn to do, man, which is hard, is actually take a breather for yourself because like people think like motherfuckers are like, you know, you probably look at The Rock's Dwayne Johnson's Instagram and that motherfucker like he's always going, but like you don't know when that dude is chilling like I was before you hit me up, I was watching Miami Vice. I wasn't doing. I just was taking I wasn't answering no emails. I was just hanging out to see if you because I know you said 8 or 9 hours, and I came here. I've been there actually. I was here 3 hours before. I was just chilling out, doing some other car stuff, and just not doing nothing. And like you gotta. Like it's a mixed message, man. Because we always want to say stay busy, but stay busy out there. But dude, you got to take a mental break. Not 10 hours, not 8 hours, you know, not that type of shit. But you got to take a mental break, man, and just let your mind fucking recuperate, and then you get back at it. So when I went to Atlanta, the Atlanta shit, like I said, I lost money from the quarantine, but I got to see my boy's operation, and I was still doing emails a little bit, but I didn't work. I wasn't at my shop, so I was at his shop. I got to see the way he operate in Atlanta, and I'm like, man, I felt like I had shit in control, but at the same time, I was kind of like I was taking on too much. You know what I'm saying? And I was getting away from my original plan. Wasn't too far away from it, but I'm like, man, I came back like, hey, man, like, look, man, this shit not gonna get done into this date. And I was the customers wasn't rushing me. I was rushing myself.
Right.
And I noticed honestly, I took a step back and I noticed my quality going down just a little bit, which my quality going down a little bit is still higher than other motherfuckers, right?
Right.
But I was like, nah, man, I got to keep that shit 100% because as soon as you slip one time, and it happened right before I left, man, and it was kind of partially my fault, and also it was a defect with the part I installed. But that one customer, man, like I'm explaining myself, which is what I don't do. I keep myself in a position where I'm not explaining myself to fucking anybody. Like, and when you put yourself there, and you kind of have to, like, oh man, I fucked this up or I did that. I can honestly say, man, I've been open 5 years and I've only done that twice, and it's because I legitimately fucked some shit up. I ordered the wrong part, and then I'm not explaining myself. I'm just saying, hey man, I said I was gonna be done on this date. I'm actually gonna be done next week when the part gets in, and the customer was cool because I kept it up front and I didn't fucking lie to him. I didn't say, you know, and that. So even when I explain myself a little bit to a customer, it's not like they're not like, hey man, well you fucking knowing better than that and everything. And I had one customer try to do that shit before, and I had to put him in his place. But it happens, man. And like I say, man, I'm just saying all to say, man. Again, I'm kind of rambling right now because I guess my brain's getting cloudy. But I just know, man. I just know like what you're built for. Again, don't like I'm not a professor to know you fully. We'll get to know each other more as we interact. But you ain't built to be under nobody's thumb, man. And I can tell people like that when they like that. And I'm like, and when I see that, I just want to push that shit out there harder to help them break further, to give them reassurance, because I know, man, there's a lot of people you talk to on a daily grind that they be like, oh man, I don't know about that, and because they project their fucking shortcomings on you.
Yeah, facts.
And I'm
tell
like,
you that you can't do it. Yeah, shit like that.
Bro, when I mention my shop, I mentioned my shop to one guy in my when I first mentioned it in public. He was like supportive and not, and like now, you know, and one guy was supportive all the way, and he's from Cleveland, and he gave me some cash and everything to buy some stuff and everything and stuff like that. And the handful of guys that was like, nah, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. One cat lost 2 businesses in that time frame. And you know, I mean, other guys got divorces and all this other shit, man. And it's like I'm not like happy about their misfortunes, but they were telling me I can't do my shit, and I'm like, bro, you don't really. They thought they knew me, right? They knew just a fraction of me. They didn't know like the grind. They didn't know being from Baltimore, what that made me want to do, different things, man. I'm like, man, you don't know everybody, man. So people just think they know what they. I guess they put what they can do on you and shit.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, son, it don't work that way, man.
No, you absolutely right, bro. You just like my boy C Boogie, bro. That's my boy C Boogie. He from Baltimore, and when you just said that, you can't like. I don't matter where you at. It's the dude. It's the.
Oh yeah.
It's that. It was. I was like, that's that Baltimore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I had a great time today, man. I really want to come back sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, once you drop this shit's unlimited, man. I got literally my garage downstairs. Like I can pretty much, man. I mean, I don't care how busy I am. I can always get in like a 45-minute spot at least. So like when you get the album shit about to launch out, it's definitely cause definitely get back and everything. And like I like to get the album. I'm gonna buy it and then I'm gonna listen to it and I'm gonna rock it because I rock more music from people that I know. Like I got my dude DJ Wiz, my boy Icky the Don, who was on a podcast from Chi-Town and everything. He got like this dude, like another black guy, man, I met, and like this dude got the album things and the barcodes and everything, and he been doing it for he's prior Navy, and he used that Navy shit to get around. So he was in Hawaii. People that know how he get in Hawaii, how he was there. He was Navy, but he didn't really put it out there like that. He was getting around, and like, you know, album covers and everything, man. And like, you know, just talking to him, he was a little bit older, and he's telling me his story from Chicago. Dude, got shot in the head, grazed in the head, and Chicago. I'm like, just to be, and then, like I say, you being from St. Louis, my guy Icky, I'm looking at his poster right now, being from Chi-Town, we from different parts of the world. You more closer to Chi-Town than I am, but it's like the shit is like, man, it feel like we grew up on the same block, even though we're in a different. And that's just weird. That right there tell you New Jersey is like Compton. Compton is like, it's just the inner city grind that's just the same everywhere, man.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, man. So
you ain't lying, bro.
It's just the same. It's systematic, man. But at the same time, man, like I say, man, I foresee, man, just from the shit on your channel right now, like I say, man, that in no time, bro, like you're gonna be 100,000, 200,000 subscribers in no fucking time, bro. And I'm just glad, again, like I said, I'm glad to be on board when this shit's in the infancy, because I think those core people, I think they're more meaningful than the later followers, because the later followers getting on because of the hype, and that's well deserved. That's not a bad thing. But,
no, you're right.
But those early dudes, man, are always gonna be there, and they're gonna be the ones sharing your shit around, and like, you know what I mean, I got 5,000 people on my fucking Facebook, man, but like I post a video and I get like 2 or 3, you know, likes or whatever, or maybe, and it's, I'm like, hey man, you know, they don't like what I do or whatever, man. Like
it's a bunch of haters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when you look at your content, look at my content, it's like, bro, our shit is better put together and produced and people who got more, but it's just like whatever they got, whatever niche they hit, it just blew up for them. No hate on them, but it's like, man, that shit really, I mean, to be honest, I call it like it is, man. That shit's corny, dude. And like, well, what something they posted somewhere, or somebody they collab with put their shit in a different light, or Joe Rogan, or like, cause you see it a bunch of times with Joe Rogan, right? This happens a lot too. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Keep fucking talking. But you see when Joe Rogan, like, you notice when people like, again, I watched the dude Andrew Schultz, he's on Flagrant 2. He was already popping before Joe Rogan. Then when you get that one Joe Rogan appearance, it's just like your shit, you're off to the races, man. And it's
you fuck with Andrew though?
Oh yeah. And that whole well, it started from Rogan, and then I started listening to all the comedian friends, and then I started getting on their shit. And then Schultz came over and did a thing, and then that's not. And then I didn't know him, and of course everybody knows Charlemagne, Breakfast Club, and I didn't know they was linked up. And then so that's I just put on YouTube. I'm in there working on cars, dying laughing at Charlemagne and them, fucking around on their shit, brilliant idiots and all that stuff, man. So yeah, man, that whole network of people and that whole man, I'm on all those guys, man.
Andrew, that dude is hilarious. That white dude is hilarious. But he ain't even white. That man is black.
Yeah. But that hustle, man, like that, and this, like, if you look at my history, man, most of my shit is like the podcast shit and then valuetainment is like that, or like I'll put on some shit like fucking pretty sure like what's his name, man, Samurai Cat, fucking had it was called The Rings or something like that. Goddamn, my mind's going blank right now. It's getting late, but yeah, I'll just put on some shit by Sun Tzu because the audiobooks, like some shit that's like, it's never I'm never putting on some shit like what's the latest drama. That's not my That's not my shit, man. It's gotta be educational or like some shit that you learn, because even Charlemagne and them, they fuck around a lot, but they do be dropping some shit.
Man, they drop gems a lot.
Some gems, man. Like, this is how to move. Charlemagne started the Black Effect stuff and business stuff, man. And like, I think just seeing how Schultz moved, man. Schultz pretty much made fucking Netflix give him a special and then shitted on him. It's like he talked shit about Netflix, telling him to fuck off, and then he paid him for it. So it's like, and he did all that off YouTube, man. All that came off of YouTube hype.
Man, can't nobody say like this that these YouTubers like
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all that stuff, man.
Yeah, right. All these fights, bro, these MMA fights. Yeah. And then like I'll be like, and a lot of them, they be getting mad. Like a lot of people that in the MMA scene, I was seeing a lot of them was upset. Yeah. They're like, man, look at all these fucking YouTubers. But I'm like, YouTube is just a place for us. It's a place for anybody to say whatever you want to do. Right. You can push it out to the world, get monetized for it. You can do anything. So I'm like, bro, YouTube is a platform that changed my life, bro. Yeah. And I would never shit on it. I never.
That, and then the thing about it, man, if it's not for YouTube, we never meet. You know what I'm saying? It's like all these people out there, man, and it's like, bro, I met so many people off YouTube. I got a bunch of guys that actually seen the podcast, hit me up, and they want to do stuff. And like, I got, and like, I've been major props to even like accepting to be on a podcast, because I put that thing out there to a bunch of people who, motherfuckers in my circle. I'm like, man, we you talk about a lot of the same shit. Yeah. And I hit them up, and they're like, man, I'm not really into it. I'm like, all right, cool. And then the other dudes be like, they'll brush you off, and it's like, essentially they'll look at your subscribers and they're like, oh well, how's your 7,000 subscribers going to help me in my thing or whatever. So again, man, major props of just even accepting it, because I'm like, I put it out there to a lot of guys, and they be like, nah, I'm cool or whatever. Or even I got back actually with T-Pain, what happened with his, and I respect it. He was, because he's rebooting his career again. He got into
and he's doing a good job. Yeah, he's doing a good job.
He's OG, man. Like he shit's there. And he pretty much told because I talked to my guy who knows his mechanic, and he was like, yeah, he pretty much said straight up that he's only doing paid stuff. And I'm like, and I respect it. That's his time. But I'm like, I ain't got the spare cash to pay whatever you want to pay and everything. So I was like, you know what, man? He was like, man, I'm sorry, but I'm like, dude, T-Pain's in a drifting circle now. I'm coming to the States to drift. We're gonna run into each other eventually.
Let me know when you get to the States too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be there. And that it's kind of like unrelated, man. But I'm coming back to the States more to compete. So I'll be there a bunch. And actually, there's one of the big rounds is in St. Louis.
Please let me know, please.
Yeah, man.
Please.
So yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna be back there. Like, and it's weird. I'm coming. To make it make sense, man. And like I said, I'll let you say what you gotta say again, man. But to make it make sense, I get more money by flying to Japan and promoting my brand than here in Japan, because Japanese will not fuck with you. Bro, I've been open 5 years. I've had 3 Japanese customers, and it wasn't it was weird for them, because one thing, like parts, I make them pay for parts up front, right? I don't pay for parts on the back end. So they're used to paying for everything on the back end. I'm like, nah, bro, I need the money. I'm not fronting $5K for this engine. You got to pay me $5K for that shit. And then I go buy it, then I put it in, and you pay me for labor. So the Japanese, man, they just don't like my style as far as like the way I'm straight up. I don't take meetings and just talk bullshit. They used to go into the shops and milling around and like, I'm like, nah, bro, what do you want to do? This is the plan. This is how much it's going to cost. This is the start date. This is the finish date. It's straight to the point. No time for BS. And they like to think about it and talk about possibilities. I'm like, nah, bro, you want 500 horsepower? This is what you need. This is the combination, man. So my style doesn't agree with them, and I'm over trying to capture them. So I stick with what I stick with, and like coming to America, driving there will get me 5,000, 6,000 followers in one day. Because I did it at one event here. I got 3,000 subscribers in one day from doing one event, and after the event, I went AWOL to start my business. So I kind of got all the hype train, and then I disappeared. And now I'm returning to drifting 5 years later because I had to sacrifice not drifting. I had to sacrifice not doing certain shit to grow my company. And, so for me, in the last 6 years, I can account for every fucking penny spent. Every penny.
That's what's up.
Every penny. Before that, before that point, it was all going in the cars anyway. But I would buy like some dumb shit, that wasn't related to like growth. But now every penny I spend, man, is going towards my family.
That's what's up.
Or bills is part of the family, and then to keep the business running, or it's guided, man. I haven't wasted a dime on anything. No trinkets, none. Everything has a purpose, man. And that's what I try to get across to anybody trying to do business, man. Make all this shit have purpose. Like, I don't have, and it's nothing against it, man, but I don't have like I got like my shit's clean, but I got like regular ass Dickies, khakis.
Right.
And I'm always wearing like, if you got like, I'm definitely gonna get one of your shirts and rock it on the podcast. I only rock my shit and motherfuckers I fuck with. I don't, nothing against Kanye, but I ain't wearing this shit because Kanye not in my circle, man. To be honest, man. So my shit is my company shit. Like this right here is my dude. I wear it every day. This is my jumper. This is my guy Bridgemoto, Alan, and my black cat down in Atlanta. He makes this for me, so I wear this almost every podcast, man. I support his business. I support my guys. When my guys drop a mixtape, I'm getting that mixtape. You know what I'm saying? And like we people talk a lot of shit about support, but they be the same motherfuckers not supporting.
Yeah, bro. They don't really mean that shit. Dude. They just talking.
Yeah, dude.
They just talk. Hey, bro, when it comes to support, bro, like me and you are gonna make so much money, and this is all YouTube shit. You don't even know. I've been looking for. I literally have been looking for someone cool, honest, that I can straight like talk to and then like throw some business ideas their way. Because like, bro, I have like my boy. I was telling you about my boy in Japan, and this is off the record. I'm gonna throw so much shit. Anything that I know, I'm gonna throw this to you because like, bro, I want us to work on some other shit. Cause like I have some visions for you about like some vlogs that I think that'd be dope if you did and bring you more people and shit like that. For sure. And I'll help you with whatever you need. If you need some editing.
No, that's one thing right there, man. For me, because everybody, even though like I said, I'm very confident that like that you definitely, because it's the stuff you said, man. That stuff you can only state when you know yourself, man. And we two people, different, like different parts of the states, but we know ourselves. I don't know what happened to us, but we know who we are. We know what we want. And it's like it's weird. It's weird as fuck when you can talk to 20 people and they can't. And I know you can do this. Some people like they say, all right, man, in 5 minutes, tell me about yourself. And like they don't know, like it's like you should have like 5 different versions of that 5-minute story depending on who the audience is. So if you're talking to naturally, if I roll up on T-Pain, I'm not gonna do the whole this and this. Shit'll be natural, but it's like, hey man, tell me about yourself. I mean, of course, I'm gonna lean more towards the music side of shit and the sport and the car shit because that's what we do. But like, I'm well versed in different things, so I can move that shit around depending on who I'm talking to. So if I'm talking to a dude who's an electronic engineer, he don't give a fuck about music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say, hey man, well I program car computers, I build computers, I do this, and this. And that's if he's trying to go do business with me. So like, you know, hey man, what can I get from this guy? And that's one thing, man. I keep it real, man. When I told that guy, like I told that one guy with 200 subscribers, I don't want his people because I knew what he was thinking. I knew what he was thinking before he came on my podcast. So I wanted to call that shit out within the first 5 minutes of the podcast, which shocked him. My objective with getting with you and everybody else is I see all these other YouTubers who are like got fire shit, but for whatever reason, the fucking YouTube analytics buries our videos. And I'm like, dude, the editing, the thumbnails, the energy, like, cause there's motherfuckers who got thousands, millions of subscribers, but they like, hey man, so today we're at the National Forest Park, all bland and shit, boring as no fucking energy, man. But somehow they got 2 million subscribers because they cut shit with a hot knife or whatever, shit like, or you said crazy shit. The dude, when I watch it, the dude crushing bowling balls and shit. And,
with the little machine.
And I'm like, dude, I'm watching that shit like, why the fuck, like that shit got, I'm like, dude, that shit got me. Like that shit is like, I never thought about what happened to a bowling ball and get crushed, you know, under that many, and you're watching it and it's like that shit out there for somebody. But I mean, like I said, the reason I got with you, man, it was like, because what I want to do on YouTube is get with people who I honestly, for me, I'm just like, who the fuck am I to wreck? But it's like I just see dope shit, man, and I seen the energy. I'm like, man, I gotta talk to this dude, man, because this energy is dope. The fucking editing is dope when you did the thing when you pulled back and it was like you went to the change the scene, like you're doing that same in the background. How you just woke up, but you're doing shit that motherfuckers wait. Like I said before, they wait until they get 200,000, then they think about getting the After Effects and the stuff and all. And I spent like what $50 on getting a little not the sample packs, but like the fucking like the title thing. So that just changed my channel over just by spending that $50. I got the AE juice. It's called AE juice. So I get the little titles, and I got like thousands of titles. I use the same 3, but when a name pops up, like you'll see it. Yeah. I got that shit, and it's like dudes will go spend $50 on this lame ass shirt or whatever, not knocking it, or they could spend $60 on this pack of titles to bump their shit up, and then, like, you know what I mean, it's so much shit you could do, man. Like I just, again, long story short, man, I just want to send you props for what you're doing, man. And again, I'm happy to be on board and start this relationship, man. And why shit's new, and then like I'm just happy to see where the channel's gonna go because I call it, man. Like your shit's gonna blow up, and my channel, honestly,
vice versa, bro.
Yeah, what happens to my channel is cool because my channel does what I needed to do for me. Like I made money on my YouTube hand over fist just by promoting my business, and the guy hits me up like, "Hey man, you export cars?" Like, yeah. So I had a guy buy a car, store it with me, buy 2 cars, export them. So from this one guy, I made in 1 month like $7K. In 1 month from that one customer who seen my video, and that's what I'm saying. But my YouTube analytics, I made what in the last 28 days, I made $2.40 on the YouTube side.
Straight up,
right? So but that's what I'm saying. People don't get like it's more than that number, man, because it's what you're doing with those 2,000 subscribers. And like I love your live. That's why I commented on your shit with and as you can see, I sent
shout me out,
and I get it super chat. Because I do that shit. Because super chats, I go into a big shit where it's like 4,000 people, 5,000 people, and I pay $10 and I just drop my shit and I get followers from that. And people don't, I'm like, bro, that shit's there for a reason. You pay the channel, and then like you hit me, you seen a super chat, so of course my shit was highlighted above everybody else's. You hit me up like right away and everything, and that was pretty cool, man. And that was like, and I like what I was seeing. The shit was dope, and I was listening to your joint while I was working. I was in my shop working. And I was over there typing and shit. And I'll go back over there and go to the car shop and finish doing stuff, man. So I seen it. I respect the grind, man, and like yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Vice versa, bro. I really appreciate you sending the super chat. You were actually like the second person that ever sent me. Yeah. So like it's a big deal to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like that shit, like when you talk about when I was like, I always say this a famous thing, and I won't ramble. I promise.
It's okay.
I was like, I always say that to my subscribers. I'll be like, y'all are shutting niggas up in my city because y'all are shutting up all my haters that just said like, oh, bro, I don't know about the whole YouTube. It's too late. Yada 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 yada. But I'm like, bro, 2,700 of y'all is saying to them, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I seen that part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm just like, bro, and I keep saying it, and I know people are getting like annoyed now.
Yeah.
But they might not. It might be my own little thing, but I just keep saying it like, man, thank you, thank y'all, thank you for this, thank y'all. But they don't get it. I'm really happy. Like,
yeah,
thank you, bro. Thank you for having me on her, bro.
No doubt, man. We like I say, man, it's you do podcasts a lot, man, and like it's all my guests out there who, if all the guests watch, man, I'm very appreciative. But sometimes, man, like with the guest stuff, like even some of my buddies, you talk to them, and it's like I think it's not that I know they're all cool people, but they're like, I guess, camera shy, or they don't want to say the wrong stuff or whatever. So they just kind of get kind of gun shy, man. Like I said, it's been, again, man, you can tell when this shit's good. It's 2 hours and 51 minutes now. Me and my dude Lex, we've been here for like 3 hours of time talking about all types. My dude Lex is in California. Shout out to Lex, man. But yeah, man, when you know it's a good shit when the time flies. And again, man, it's unlimited, man. So like, if you want to get on like your promotion shit or just chop it up, or I mean, I got my guy Lex, and we kind of do like a weekly thing, like, and it's like I call him a co-host because he's on there a bunch. But like, if you want to do some shit, like, you know, some not weekly or whatever, man, like some shit that we could chop it up or do whatever, talk about stuff or whatever, man. Like it's content, and it's like it's no the shit's unlimited. It got the infinity sign on it. There's no limit to how many times I can shoot. I mean, sometimes where, you know, I might be in Tokyo or whatever, but for the most part, you know, I'm here. It's all good, man. I got 5, man. I know what it's about, man. So it's all good. But hey, man, again, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go home and take a nap because that's exactly what that shit is. Because I'm still in my sand. I've been in this clothes since 5 a.m.
Oh yeah.
And it's 5 a.m. It's 2:07 a.m. So pretty much another 3 hours, man. Like that's I've been up for 24 hours. And the thing is, man, bro, just again the motivation. I feel like I just woke up though, and that's it's the hunger for life, man. It's the hunger for even where I'm at right now in this shop, all the stuff, man, and that shit. You know, even where I'm at right now, man, like you when you still like want more shit, that's when you know, like that's when you get to do like Floyd Mayweather, who got to a lot of people seem like he got everything, but he still is whatever got Floyd to that point. That shit ain't leaving him, man.
Right.
That shit don't when they see like, oh well, Kanye got enough money, when he just stopped, like, bro, whatever got Kanye to that point, it's not gonna leave Kanye. That's going to, you know, whatever, you know, Bezos, you know, you told me that story about him, you know, whatever got Bezos to that point, and Musk and all those guys to that point where they at, it's a trait. And most of the times it's been because people told them they couldn't do it.
Yeah, you're right. And I see that old Amazon when he was in that.
And the garage with the little fucking banner, like kind of like I got right here. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah,
and that's a lot more polished than the Amazon. That should look like it was
like I say, do me a favor, man. When you get a chance, man, go back and look at the Pinku Style Podcast 1. I did that shit live, which I won't do it again because YouTube live is I'm sending my shit from Japan to like some other server, and there's too much lag. But like that video, man, like no shit. I was just like, I wasn't gonna do that video for like another 2-3 weeks because I didn't have lights, because I got the lights behind me right now. And I was like, man, fuck this, man, record. And that started it. It started it off because I put it off for like a year before that day. I had the mics and everything, but I just kept blowing it off and like, I want to get this. I want to get this background because I want to build something like this. And that was my last shop, and there was just no space. So here is upstairs. When I came here to see the building, I'm like, podcast studio. I got soundproofing. I can fucking crank the music all the way up, and nobody can hear the shit.
I cannot wait to come to your shop, man. Bro. I swear.
I'm gonna have a mic here because you definitely ain't gonna leave here with your mic. Like I told my dude, my dude Gami, like I gotta get a booth, man, because you can't come here. And none of my rap dudes can come here and not drop some lyrics and shit, man. So
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fast.
Too easy, man. But hey, man, enjoy the day, man. Take care of that boy back there. I see him over there. He's going crazy back there and everything, man. But again, man, Quizzy, thanks for the time, brother. Again, this is just the first of many. And again, all the guys out there who's coming to me from Quizzy's network. Again, man, thank you for chiming in. And my apologies, man, because I mean, I felt like it was a good balance of you talking and me talking, man. But me personally, I try to work on letting my guests talk more, but I get into like the zone sometimes, man, and I don't feel like it was one sided, man. So I don't feel too bad about it. But yeah,
I don't either. I really enjoyed this chat, man. Bro. Like I don't even know if it's showing, but I just like I got up hype and shit. I was like, he said, "Let's go." All right, baby. I told my lady, I said, "Look, this is gonna be live. So unless you try to show some ass to promote this shit, and you know what I'm saying,
Oh yeah, exactly. Man, I mean, to be honest, man, the great thing about this, man, because like I said in the beginning about the whole if you said something or whatever, cut it out. I don't edit any of this shit, man. I just put your name in there. I'm gonna drop. So when you get a chance at the end, man, just send me your all your links and in whatever video you want me to feature in the front video or track, and I'll feature it in the intro. And and yeah, man, it's just it is what it is, man. So the guys are there again, man, from the Pinku Style Network. Again, man, thank you guys for tuning in. My guy Zach, I just had on. I had one of my my last guests was one of my followers who came to the event in Atlanta just to meet me, and I'm like, man, I got to get this dude on, man, because he's like, you know what I mean, like that, you know what I mean. I'm at a point where my following is small, so I can give that kind of personal. You know, and also with that dude, you know, that dude, man, that's like, oh man, I can get on the podcast. I'm like, dude, I'll tell anybody out there. I'm like, bro, send me your email. I'll talk to fucking anybody out there. Like anybody is good for it, and people don't take advantage of it. But I'll tell you what's gonna happen, man. For my shit, this shit's gonna pop, and then I'm gonna get all these guys in. I'm like, you know what, man? I told you straight up, man. If I'm not good for you then, I'm not good for you now. And I keep that, and I hate to be like that, man. But I keep the energy because life is limited. I got my kids I want to support. I got my stuff I want to do. And I'm not going to let a motherfucker who didn't want to fuck with me 2 years ago fuck with me now. And that might be petty. It might be petty, but it's just like, if you're going to leave me on red, you leave me on scene. And I'm not coming at you professional and respectful. It's like I can't get down with that because now I'm more viable to you now. Now you can do the podcast. Like, nah, you can go in and kick rocks, man.
That's facts. Hey, bro, you gotta do that because you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, like you said, you got a level of integrity that you got to keep. It ain't about the money,
right?
You know what I'm saying. It ain't about the notoriety. You gonna blow up because. Yeah. So when you know that you gonna blow up because, you can say, no, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good.
And that's why it's good to be in those dudes. You know, you see like how the fuck does that guy get in Kanye's circle or Fabulous circles, like or look at like the Locks. It's like the Locks, you know, the whole Locks and Dipset thing. And you mentioned before, what you said before is 100%, 110%. The reason why the Locks killed that shit is because Puffy trained them to fucking do that, man. And people talk shit about Puffy and whatever, but that motherfucker knows what he's doing, man.
You know what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. Like the way he said how the Locks was controlling the stage and Dipset, they kind of, and I fuck with both of them because I had Locks, I had a Dipset shit too. But Cam and them came there like on that versus shit, like they felt like they were just gonna win just because. And the Locks was rehearsing shit, had the playlist down, they had the DJ on the same page. So when a dude saying y'all ain't from New York, and then he dropped that shit, I'm like, bro, the chills went through my spine when it, like Fat Joe was saying, I'm like, dude, they had that shit on lock, and that was all because of tutelage of Puffy and preparing those dudes, man. And it's like, man, it's just one of those things I kind of work on, always being ready, man. Always being ready. That way you ain't got to get ready. And because it's been changed place. It's been times where I was requested to do an event or whatever, and I ain't got no car ready because I'm working on the customers. And it's like, man, fuck, but I wasn't prepared, man. And it's like, you know, it is what it is, man. So again, man, I want to start the shit again, man. It's almost 3 hours, man. So, hey, man, that means it's good shit, man. That means it's good shit when you want to end it. But again, guys, there, make sure you're checking out Quizzy on Demand. Check out his channel. I'm gonna put all the stuff and links down there, all the stuff down there. Make sure definitely when the album drops, I'm gonna announce that again because I'm gonna buy it. You gonna do physical copies or just streaming? Or you gonna do physical?
Just all it's all going to be free. It's all going to be streaming. You know what I'm saying? The best way that they can support me is just by listening.
Got you. So I'm gonna have the link for the streaming and everything. The platforms will be on there, so you guys can stream it. I'm gonna get it on the which Congress. I'm gonna throw it on the well. The cool thing is with the Bluetooth. You know, we stream all that stuff in the truck. So the cool thing, man, is like the technology, man, is making stuff better, man. We're putting everybody closer. And again, man, a dude from Baltimore living in Japan talking to a dude in St. Louis, Missouri, man, like. 10 years ago, this shit wasn't happening like that. Not easily. Now we got high-speed internet, got the crispy clear video, crispy clear audio, and it's like, you know what I mean? You guys don't understand out there. You mentioned Lil Wayne, and I definitely, when that popped in my head, you new cats, the Wayne that you got, y'all only know the hot boy. Y'all think Wayne is a fucking old cat, old young cat. And that Wayne that was on Hot Boys and like that they don't know that Wayne, dude. They don't know that Wayne. There's 4 different Waynes out there, and he kind of came back on that Drake track a little bit, and that was like the kind of the mixtape Wayne. And that's a whole different thing, man. But like, you know, people move around, people change. But like you don't know everybody's story, and then even with the podcast, it's only 3 hours, but there's no way to kind of put somebody's whole life into that. That's why we kind of, you know, what I mean, that's why it's gonna be multiple podcasts. We can hit on different things, and like I say, man, if you want to shoot or get some stuff off or whatever, man, just hit me up, and we could definitely coordinate and get it done, man. There's no limit to it, and I don't care how many times you come back on, man. It's good stuff, man. So we'll definitely try get the next time around just before your release or just after your release. So I can listen to it and then, you know, weigh in on stuff and like you see what I like and all that stuff, man. So keep it real, man. So it is.
You gonna be my buddy.
Yeah, man. Like, that sound, all my shit is Pinku style. Like my SoundCloud is Pinku Music. I changed that so even though it's gonna be all the podcasts on there, if you click on my playlist, I separated all my tracks there and everything. So that's just all the stuff I got public stuff up there, man. So yeah, man, we will link up.
Talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
All types of stuff next time. This is really the introduction.
Oh yeah,
all types of shit.
Yeah, and what happens on the next time? They put the little card up there, see part 1, and we go on there, man. So it's just for me, man. It's just it's cool. It feels like who the fuck's gonna listen to this shit because it's on SoundCloud, it's on YouTube. I didn't go to you know, but it's like, man, there's people out there actually listening to this because this is a long form conversation. It's two black guys, you know what I mean? Again, from 2 different parts of the nation. Congregating and on the same page because like people don't realize, man, like we ain't all doing ain't shit new under the sun. We just putting our own spin on it and shit. And people don't, when they realize that, it's like, bro, you know what I mean? Some shit like, you know, let's say for example, when I was in Missouri, we went out in the town and shit, and just happened to be you was in the same spot and then some shit happened and we only know each other and we fucking enemies. And that's crazy how that's crazy how life works, man. And before I get like fully mad at somebody, I try to like if they got some respect, then it's cool. But you know what I mean? Sometimes shit don't work that way. And it's like, man, that could have been your best dude, and now y'all motherfuckers fighting each other, want to fight each other, on some dumb shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, just give motherfuckers the benefit of the doubt out there, man, and not assume you know everybody, man. So to be honest, man, I knew before this podcast even started, it was gonna be a good one and everything. I'm just, you know, I'm grinning ear to ear and shit the whole time and everything. And, yeah, man. So it's,
they gonna be like, look at Quizzy lame ass. He happy to talk to somebody and shit. I'm just happy to just connect with, you know, like in the later in life, you know, you just be happy when you finally connect with somebody that ain't on no bullshit, bro. Yeah, man. Because there be so many people out there and shit, and it's like you be thinking in your own mind, like, man, don't nobody understand me and shit. And it's like, nah, there is. You gotta sort through it. You gotta go through 100 motherfuckers to find one. Then you gotta go through another 100 motherfuckers to find one, and it's like, you know what I mean? One shit I was listening to the DMX shit, you know, rest in peace before he passed. And like my guy Nas, man, when he hit that track with Nas, the reason why that dude's like instrumental to me as far as the music shit is when I was growing up, catching the bus to school, cold as fuck, Baltimore, Nas, Mobb Deep, Wu, all the East Coast, that was all in my ear, and that was like my soundtrack to growing up. And so to hear Nas on that one track with DMX, and he was like, I can't remember what he said, but he was like, exact words, but he was like,
something about homies or something like that. It was like sometimes it's like something about you connect with your homies, but sometimes you just outgrow them and leave them there, or something like that. I forgot the exact words, but he was like, it's not that they're not your boys, but they just kind of stayed again at homecoming.
Bro. You know, so sometimes you do gotta keep them where they at. Sometimes. And
then when you talk to them, they kind of talk to you like, "Hey man, you remember that time?" Like, bro, like, remembering shit is cool, but like you keep remembering the same shit. You know what I mean? Every time I talk to you, like there's nothing new. And like what I'm doing is not. I need people like Quizzy to bounce shit up to bounce, because you know what I mean. I feel like just talking to you, you'll be like, hey man, do more, because I kind of poke fun of the vlog guys because I do them, but I kind of do them differently. And I went from my first 5 years on YouTube, you never see my face, never. You just videos,
right?
Just videos. And then I start talking, and the dude's like, hey man, you should do more talking on there. And I was like, people like this shit, and and now I got it comfortable in front of the camera and shit, and I can just start going. You know, I ain't got to jazz myself up and shit. Like,
you
you.
Yeah, you authentic to you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love that. You can tell that you're comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that shit, it takes time, and it might take somebody saying like, hey bro, do more of this, and you like, y'all really like some shit
yeah.
You know?
Because it'd be like, man, like, yeah, because I dig your videos, man, when you did the reaction videos and the because it's like, it's weird, like, they get like, fuck man, whatever, man, time is irrelevant. I'm gonna get out here though, but like the game and shit, right? The game and shit, man, was it's weird, man, because I'm a gamer. I play a lot. I was like first more sports shit when I first started. Then of course got into the shooters and then racing stuff. But the cool thing is, like with Cyberpunk, that shit kind of Cyberpunk 2077, whatever shit came out. I didn't even play the game, but I just watched motherfuckers play it, and it was enjoyable for me to watch other people's play games and shit. It was like I could just watch them play the game, and it's like I'm playing it, but I don't even gotta buy it. I'm just watching another dude go through the game. It's like, and I'm satisfied off of watching the dude play. Because I was I'm a Metal Gear guy, so I beat up Metal Gear Solid, all that shit. You know what I mean? I run through all that shit, but like, then it's like I just watch the dude play this or watch the dude play GTA 5. It's like, you know what I mean? When I got time, it's like I don't even gotta buy that shit. I just watch another dude play it, clear the level, and then you watch another guy. So then one channel dude talks all over the fucking video game, and then those guys I really don't. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, dude. And then the other dudes just don't say much at all and just play. And then, you know, that kind of gets a little bit creepy. And then, like, talking a little bit, but, you know what I mean? It's shit, the technology, man, it's just.
It's crazy. Like, shout out to my boy, Corey Kenshin. Shout out to my boy, Bert Leasy. You know what I'm saying? Them guys, over 1 million subscribers, and they playing games for a living, and they just pushing they pushing it. They pushing the whole YouTube space. You know what I'm saying? Let me try something out. Let me see if this works.
Yeah. Oh, you got this? Got it on the snap? They got this like it was a Mortal Kombat joint right there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I don't got it on the snap. I'm literally just clicking it and snapping it.
see that shit right there, man. It's like, oh, like this motherfucker got this shit on the snap. That's some dope shit. See, that's some dope shit right there, man. And like you got like that shit's dope right there. I'm like, this motherfucker got the backgrounds on the snap and shit, man.
Hey, I wish I could do that like this on the snap, man. Nah, I was just like, man, I got this crappy ass background. You got this dope ass background and shit. And
man, we did the whole joint with the bed in the background, man. It's all good, man. That shit's real, man. Cause that's my wife be taking pictures and shit and trying to make the background. I'm like, bro, we got 5 kids, man. There's gonna be toys and shit on the floor. Like, chill out, man. So it's like, it is what it is. But hey, man, Quizzy, man, thanks again for dropping in, brother. This is once we get out of here, man. Just hold on for a little bit. I'm gonna speak. We're still live right now. So again, man, thanks for the time and everything. Again, guys, thanks for checking in with us, taking time out your day, listening on SoundCloud, watching on YouTube. The reason why I say the YouTube stuff is cool because listening to like a podcast is one thing, but seeing the interaction and the mannerisms and the facial expressions, man, it's a difference. So for me, I like to actually watch podcasts more, and it's kind of torn because I got to get shit done. So I do listen a lot, but I got the screen in the background. I can kind of look up there and see Schultz and them down laughing or making fun of the Taylor chick or whatever. But check them out, man. The audio one you could download straight from Which Come for free, and you can stream it in SoundCloud. Now you can just press play. They don't make you have the app, but of course they're gonna try to sell you the app or download the app and everything. So let's do that. iTunes and Spotify. I'm gonna wait till my catalog gets to like 200, and then I'm actually gonna. That's where I'm gonna have to pay somebody. I might delegate this shit out because I ain't got time to do it. So I'm gonna pay somebody to transport all my shit over to Spotify and iTunes because it just won't happen if I had to do it. Because honestly, I got a lot of shit going on, whatever. So, but that's one thing. To leave on a business tip. One thing I learned as a business, the growth, man, is like you can be a solo guy. I'm a solo guy, but my network is big, so I'm not alone in my network. I'm alone in my shop. I got an assistant, but you guys got to learn when to delegate out and pay for other shit because, like, you know what I mean? I can guard myself, but I had to pay somebody to cut these bushes the other day because I could have did it, but I got to buy the gear. I got to do all this stuff. So in the business stuff, you got to learn how to delegate out, and it sucks to relinquish control, but that's saving you money to make more money. So you got to... Right. You got to learn how to do that shit. And that's been the hardest thing for me as a business is to learn when to pay other motherfuckers to do other portions of my business, not my main business. So that's what I like to leave you guys on and everything, man. And the Quizzy, man, for what I would like you to leave guys on is for the guys who are ready to start their YouTube channel, man, is give them some words of advice. And then after that, we'll sign out, man.
The best words of advice I could say is get started. Be consistent, and I don't mean that shit like no bullshit way. I'm like the only way for you to actually get out here is if you want to get 1,000 subscribers, be ready to post 150 videos. Right. If you want to get 1 million subscribers, then be ready to post 3,000 videos. And those are rough numbers, but just do that shit and you'll get where you need to go. Don't quit so early. Stop being a little punk.
Yeah, for sure, man. You heard it right there from the man, Quizzy James, man. Just get started, and then you'll look back, man. Again, this is good number for man. Episode 120, a nice solid even. That's even number, right? Yeah, that's even shit. So it's nice even number, man. So I try to do the things on different things or whatever. We know again, man, 120 episodes, and again, I challenge you guys who are watching, just go back and click. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the thing. Just go back and click on episode 1. And you'll just see, like, in 120 episodes, man, the progression. The thing is, I had the ability even at number 1, but it was just the timing and the studio. I was at my old shop, and then I moved here, and it's just like podcast studio. So it was like, I don't have to tear this shit down at every podcast and turn it back into an office. That's what I was doing for the first 15, 18 episodes. I was putting lights up and taking that shit back down and putting the mic up and taking it. And now it's just here. I press the button, I press record, and we go. So and so make it happen out there, guys. If you want to do a podcast just like Joe Rogan, I encourage everybody, man, just start your shit, man, because we all got different stories. But again, it could be 1,000 podcasts, but it's still only 1,000 people. Like Quizzy said, man, that's not a lot of fucking people. But at the same time, man, you put them in a room, hey, man, like that's a community to talk to. So even if you got 50 subscribers, man, that's still 50 people out there, 50 individuals who took the time out to press subscribe on your shit, and they're in your community now. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man. So again, guys, thank you for signing in. Thank you for checking out the podcast. It's going to be Donnie signing off from South Japan. Quizzy signing off from St. Louis, Missouri. See you guys later. Peace.